How's it going, guys? JP here, back at you once again with another UFC video. This is going to be my recap slash review results video for UFC 165. I'm going to try to keep this short because these usually end up going on way longer than necessary. I'm going to skip through a lot of the early stuff and get right to the fight that I want to talk about the most, which if you've seen the event, you probably know which one that is. Um, so yeah, UFC 165 as a whole, as a whole, I didn't care for it too much until we got to the main card. The prelims, I missed most of the YouTube, Facebook prelims. First of all, I went 5-4, which is pretty bad, and I definitely could have done better. There's a few fights I should have looked at a little bit differently. And the first fight that I picked was the Alex Caceres fight versus I forget the guy's name already, but Alex Caceres, I seriously, after the fights already happened, I really did just pick Alex Caceres because I like him. He's a fun, flashy fighter. I like his style, his gimmick thing, the Bruce Leroy thing. I just really liked it, the fighter. So I got that pick right. And then we go to the welterweight Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Chris Clements. I really was feeling Stephen Thompson on this one. He got the KO, so I got that one right. Not going to spend too much time on these early fights. And then here's where it goes bad. I picked Ivan Menjivar to win, and he didn't. And then after that, I really should have picked Miles Jerry, but I don't know. For some reason in my head, I see Mike Ricci being better than he actually be. Training with GSP, Roy McDonald. He was on The Ultimate Fighter. I think season Carwin versus Roy Nelson, and he was pretty much wrecking the people on that season. And I think in my head, I saw him as a better fighter, but the competition he was facing on that season is, some of the worst we've seen. So I guess I was kind of thinking, overthinking him as a fighter. And he did lose to Colton Smith, who lost to the Australian season of the Ultimate Fighters winner, Robert Whittaker, who I actually do really like. Um, so yeah, Mike Ricci, I don't know. I think I was expecting too much out of him, so I lost that pick. So that leaves me at 2-2 right there. And then we hop to the main card. We got Habib Nurmagomedov versus Pat Healy. Decent fight. Um, Nurmagomedov, I think he does deserve a title shot. Not yet though. Give him a few, maybe one or two more fights. Somebody that's closer in the top five, I guess. I think he's definitely a contender. He's definitely very good. And then we move on to one of the fights I got wrong, Francis Carmont versus Costa Philippou. I just really was seeing this going a different way, I guess. I thought Philippou would have got a knockout or something. I don't know. I really have no idea. I probably should have looked at that fight a little bit more before I made my choice. I actually didn't get to watch that fight. That's the only one on the main card that I missed. I was actually really tired and I was starting to fall asleep because I had to work the next day and I was just really worried. And to be honest, after the prelims, I just really wasn't feeling this event too much. And then the Brendan Schaub Matt Mitrione fight happened, and I actually really liked that fight. And I gotta say, I no longer hate Brendan Schaub. I really didn't like him for the longest time, and I kind of got a little bit more respect for him. Mitrione, I really did think that Mitrione would be able to catch him early and finish him, but that did not happen. And even Schaub caught Matt Mitrione, and then took the takedown. And I immediately knew, I was almost certain that Schaub was going to submit him if it went to the ground. But I just figured that Mitrione would catch Schaub coming in or something. So that's why I picked Mitrione. Probably should have went with Schaub on that one, and that was originally who I wanted to pick, but I did go with Mitrione, so that's who I went with, and I lost that pick. And then we got Hennenbrow versus Eddie Wineland. I believe Eddie Wineland may have won the first round, and then just the spinning back weird kick thing that ended up just being kind of lucky and catching him. Uh, I don't know. I really don't care. I still don't care for Henan Brow. I respect him as a fighter. Obviously, I respect everybody who's a fighter. Um, and I respect his talent. I don't really care for him. His personality, who he is. Like he's just not a good champion to me. And it's nothing against him personally. It's just um, I, I, I just like if Uriah Faber was champion, I think he could carry that champion qualities, or and even Dominic Cruz. I just don't see it with Hennenbrow, and I would love for him to win me over, and he still hasn't. I'm not gonna buy a Hennenbrow headline pay per view unless the main card is stacked. Um, so yeah, I would hope that they keep putting him on Fox or putting him on these. I want to see Dominic Cruz and him fight now. So yeah, hopefully that actually happens. And then that moves. But I did get that pick right. That moves to the main event. Alexander Gustafsson versus John Jones light heavyweight championship. Everybody was bitching about the promotion, about how they handled the promotion with Alexander, taller than John Jones and has this reach, and people were bitching about that. I personally also found it a bit, not the greatest, but they do so many of these promotions. It was kind of an interesting angle. I didn't have no particular beef with it like a lot of people did, but it turned out to be kind of right. I thought Alexander Gustafsson had nothing for Jones at all. I thought it was going to be, a pretty easy fight for Jones, and I was completely wrong. Um, I think the size and the even though he doesn't have a longer reach than John Jones, he has a long reach compared to the other fighters John Jones has fought, and I really think that was a big factor in this fight. He was tagging Jones up a lot, and you know in the first round, I thought Alexander won the round. Maybe I could see it for Jones, um, if I'm remembering the rounds correctly. But I really thought, I was like, whoa, this is a fight. It instantly woke me up because I was nearly falling asleep after the Henan Brow fight. In between the walkouts and stuff, my eyes were getting heavy. So after the first round, I got wide awake and I was like, this is awesome. This is a fight. And then the second round, and I was like, I thought Alexander was. I was like, whoa, this is very competitive. And then the third round, and I was like, this is Alexander's fight to win here. This is crazy. This I instantly thought back to Weidman, and I just was thinking like, and Pettis. I was just thinking, is this going to be the year where the belt changes hands in a lot of the champions? And I really did score the first three rounds for Gustafsson, and I really thought he was going to win the fight going into the fourth and fifth until John Jones comes out of nowhere and goes for broke and is trying to finish the fight. And I've never been a huge John Jones fan. I've always um, thought of him as pound for pound one or two in the world, one, two, or three in the world. I always seen how good he was, and I didn't believe how good he was until I seen him fight Rashad, and I was like, this kid is great. Call him a kid. He's older than me, but at the time everybody was calling him a kid, and I just kind of um, at the time people were calling him a kid is what I'm trying to say, and I mean no disrespect, obviously. But John Jones is a great fighter, and I gained more respect for him the way that he was trying to win the fight, spinning back elbows, trying everything he could, trying to put Alexander away, nearly put him away. The fourth and fifth rounds were great. It was a great, fantastic momentum switches. It was such a great fight that I was expecting to be a walk in the park, and that's what surprised me about it so much. And I think I own Alexander Gustafsson an apology, because I really did not think he had anything for Jones, and I personally think he won the fight. Um, and I know a lot of other people do too. But at the same time, I could totally see it for Jones. I would really like to see a rematch, but I honestly think Jones will win in the rematch, because I think Jones learns so fast that he's going to instantly adjust and figure out what he did wrong, and find a way to beat Alexander. But man, Alexander Gustafsson has really impressed me and is now a favorite fighter of mine. And what a great battle. And there was a point in the fight where both fighters looked like they literally was giving it everything they had, especially Gustafsson, who looked like he gave every ounce of energy. And it was just a 5-star fight, and it definitely made it worth being tired as hell the next morning for work. Only bad thing is I didn't have anybody to talk about it with. Nobody watches the fights where I work. But yeah, so that's I went 5-4. Um, I believe that takes me to like 19-7, I think. Not sure. I'll post it below, and yeah, fight of the night bonuses, obviously John Jones, Alexander Gustafsson, knockout of the night, Hennenbrow, and submission of the night, Mitch Gagnon. So I'll see you guys next time, and that was a great, great, great main event, and we got some great cards coming up. The GSP Hendricks card. We have Velasquez versus Dos Santos 2, which is going to be awesome. And of course, you got the Ronda Rousey Miesha Tate fight, along with the Silva Weidman fight 2, both Miesha Tate 2 and Weidman Silva 2. And there's a bunch of great Fox Sports 1 and Fox cards in between that. So this is a great rest of the year for MMA, and I really hope to see some more people commenting on my videos. I've just been so busy, guys. I'm sorry for not commenting back, but I do read them. So I'll see you guys next time.